Okay, I think we are finally live. Sorry for the mix up, guys. I'm still learning Google, so this is all still very new to me. But we're officially on a Google Hangout on air, which is great because I wanted you guys to be able to play this back. I think the original way it was set up, it would not have been recorded. So I wanted to make sure we are able to do that. So tonight, I want to introduce myself. I want to encourage you guys tonight. I want to be able to share what I have learned in my very short but successful journey being an entrepreneur and be able to be a resource to you guys, answer your questions, be available to mentor you guys all in a sense because becoming an entrepreneur is very different than what we're used to. So, to start out with, my name is Tracy. I'm 25 years old. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland, and I am an entrepreneur. I really did not plan on taking this route. I have no experience in this. I actually got my master's degree in IELTS psychology, so my goal was to work a 9 to 5, and I had no problems with that. As a young adult, that's all I was used to. That's what my parents did, my grandparents did. So this was something I was comfortable with, just being regular. But things changed. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit about my story and then cut into what I've learned. So in terms of me, I was a college student. I worked up to 4 jobs at a time, did everything I needed to do to make ends meet. And what I found is when I got out of college, all of those student loans, all of that debt, all of the obligations that come along with getting your own place and having your own car, things really started to pile up and I wasn't comfortable. I actually took a $10,000 pay cut to go from my job that I had to work for the government because I felt it'd be more safe. So I found myself really struggling now because the money I budgeted for is now less. So I actually went to a wrap party. So for those of you guys who don't know, I'm an independent distributor with It Works Global. I'm Presidential Diamond, and I'm full time. So at the time, that was not the goal. I just had a party invite from a coworker and decided to go. And I always considered a home business. Just didn't know what I'd be good at. I'm actually no good at makeup, so the lipstick is about as good as it gets for me. I didn't see myself doing sex toys. Some of the other things just didn't really resonate with me. I'm not a big shopper, so some of the other businesses didn't stand out to me. So I was like, well, this wrap party we went to, it was just for fun. I did not have any intentions on doing any of that stuff. So as time went on, as I'm trying to get, a feel for what this rap thing is, I actually lost a few inches using this product, and that allowed for me to be able to get a feel for what this business was. If I can walk into a room full of strangers and see results in my body, if all I have to do is speak to people, right, and be able to get folks interested in what I'm doing, I knew I was onto something. The consultant made over $200 just from hosting a party where people sampled a rap. I can do that. So I asked questions and I got involved. And as time went on, my journey, I've learned again a whole lot. Since retired at age 24, that was last year, I'm 25 now. So I've been home for a year. And I was flying back from my honeymoon. We went to Mexico. Beautiful, beautiful. And it was the first time I really sat and enjoyed the fruits of my labor. And it sparked another passion in me. And I wanted to give back to you guys and make sure that I was able to fulfill someone else because to be able to experience that, I was the youngest person at that resort. And I was also one of the only African Americans, along with my husband, at that resort. And it just brings clarity to what you can accomplish when you're focused and you're really in the groove of being an entrepreneur. So I'm going to go ahead. I have 10 tips for you guys that I want to share with you guys tonight to help, again, guide your journey. So the very first thing that I would say before you decide to start any business You're going to want to identify your passions. What do you care the most about? So for me, my passion has always been helping people. I've always wanted to make sure that, again, like I'm doing tonight, make sure that I'm giving what I can to help people succeed, help them feel better, help them grow. I spent $125,000 in student loans to do that, to become a psychologist. So that is something that's deep rooted in me, something I've always loved. I also love training people. I love being able to share information, help break things down for people. So that's a passion that's been with me since I was maybe 6 or 7 years old. You really need to sit down and find out, what do you care about? Otherwise, starting a business will be really hard if you're in it for just the money. The money does not come right away. So if you don't truly care about what you're working towards, you're going to keep hitting brick walls. You're going to get frustrated when you're not an overnight success. You really have to work for that greater gut feeling, and everything else, again, will follow. The number two thing I would say to do while starting your journey as an entrepreneur would be to do your research. You really have to know in and out what you're investing your time, your energy, and your funds to. Know the industry. So say you are really passionate about children and you want to start a daycare. Well, you want to do research. Find out, is there a need for daycares in your area? You know, if you live somewhere where there are daycares on every corner, or maybe there are fantastic free programs in your area, are you going to be starting a business where there's a need? So make sure you're needed. I think some people do get frustrated. If you start a business because someone else or everyone else is doing it, you're going to want to make sure you're doing it because there's a need for it and not just because you see someone else doing it. You want to make sure you truly know your target audience too. Everyone's a little bit different in the entrepreneur world. So you want to make sure that you are able to understand your audience and speak to them. You know, if your audience is moms because you're starting this daycare, you know, then you don't want to go advertising at senior citizen homes. You want to understand, where do you find your target audience? How do you connect with them? And how do you get them to see that you're different? Last but not least, understand what the market price is for that product or service. We all feel like we're the most valuable person in the world, right? But in order for you to truly understand and truly get what it is to be successful, you need to know what your prices should be. What are other daycares in the area charging, right? If you want to charge $100 per child per hour and everyone else is charging $100 per child per week, you're going to have a really hard time building your business. Also, what's overhead? You know, what does it cost to run your business? For me, we are very fortunate as independent distributors. It costs me about $100 a month to run my business. That's everything. That's products. That's how I get my checks. That's everything I need to make more money. I get products from that. I sell those products. I get extra cash from that. So I understood what my investment was. I asked like 3 times, what's it going to cost me? Because I need to know the cost before I can really evaluate how I'm going to profit from it. So if this business is going to cost you $1,000 a month or something like that, how are you going to plan your business around making sure you're reaching your potential? So find out, just because something can be purchased doesn't mean you have to offer it. So I hope you guys write that down. Again, just because something is available for sale or that you can sell it does not mean you need to sell it. You want to make sure you're doing something because it is unique. With the Ultimate Body Applicator or the wrap, again, with me having no business experience, I got really lucky, really, really lucky, because I was able to get people to really see what I can do differently for them. You know, I'm different than the gym. I'm different than a lot of other options, a lot of more expensive options, honestly. So there are things people come to me for in addition to what they're already doing, but it's unique. And you can't get my products from Walmart. You can't get a similar product from CVS. You have to come to me. And there are no other businesses that offer specifically what I do. So that uniqueness is what allowed for me to be wildly successful in just a year and a half. I started my business November 2012. It's been a little over a year and a half for me now. That's it, guys. It was really that easy. So if you're going to start something, make sure that, again, if it's not unique, you understand how you're going to make yourself unique as a marketer. But the higher the demand and the lower the supply, the easier your chances for success. Number 3, so I hope you guys are taking notes, right? Number 3, determine how you will market this product or service. So every business is different. Long story short, there's no one size fits all. Every business is going to require a different approach. So ask yourself, is this business a belly-to-belly business? Basically meaning a business where you have to get out and talk to people. You can't share this online. It's something that you got to get out and talk about. Is this business something that requires parties or presentations? Something that requires you to sit people down and understand? You know, if it's something that's too complicated or too involved to chat with someone about while walking down the street, you need to know, I have to set time aside in my schedule to plan parties or be able to present what I want them to know. Last but not least, can this business be shared on social media or online? Is this something you can post a Facebook status or Instagram post and get people interested in what you're doing? If you can say yes to one or more, you're in business. If you can say yes to all 3, then you know you have a winner. The more ways you can market your business, the better. You really want to make sure you can get out there and get people involved and engaged with your business 24 hours a day. And for me in my business, I'm able to go out when I'm shopping or eating at a restaurant, and I can share this business, well, in casual conversation. People are always looking to lose weight. People are always looking to look great. This time of year, it's vacation season. We just had the Beyonce and Jay-Z concert here in Baltimore yesterday. People always have a reason to look good. So just by word of mouth, hey, I do this, or I have a lanyard that has my card around my neck, and people are like, what is that, right? So I can be belly to belly. I can go ahead and do parties. Like I mentioned, I came on board through a party, somewhere where someone sat down, not even presented so much to me, but just told me about their experiences, told me about, you know, how these products help them lose weight, help them with their baby pouches and things like that. So if you can go in person, and with our parties, we get cash for them. But even if you can't earn cash for those businesses or for that experience, it's still good exposure, and it's good if you can sit people down and talk to them. Last but not least, social media is huge, guys. Absolutely huge. I never want you guys to ignore what social media can do for your business. If you have a business where you can get folks interested just by posting online, just by sharing your excitement, you're going to have a winner. Everyone is constantly on their phones. They're constantly engaged. They want to know what their friends are doing. So the more you can get groups of people interested in you online, the easier it'll be to market your business. But the key to all of these things is constant exposure. You cannot go out and share your business once a week, a month, on any of these platforms and expect success. You really have to make sure there are new eyes on your business every day. And if you can't commit to that, I worked a full-time job. I had family. I was in a relationship, growing at that time. We just got married. So that took work. Um, all of that. So if you can't say every day, I'm going to find time to build my own brand, at that point, you know you're going to have difficulty. So dedicate the time, find out what works best for your business, and dedicate to it. If it's all three, do all three. So with that said, number 4 is invest the time. No matter what business you're starting or you're doing, you have to make sure you can take this business to the next level by investing yourself. It'll require your time, it'll require your energy, it may require extra money from time to time, depending on your business, but you have to make sure you invest. Personally, in network marketing, if you invest the time, you will find success. If you're doing a traditional business, not a problem. You still have to invest the time. People have to know you're serious. And I think before they buy your product, before they buy any of these things, they're buying you and they're buying your passion. So like I said, number 1, finding your passion is not just for you, but it's for your potential customers. No one wants to be sold to. You guys did not wake up this morning and say, oh gosh darn, I want someone to sell something to me today. No, you wake up ready to do whatever you did yesterday or whatever requires your attention today, and something may catch your eye. Maybe a cute pair of shoes, maybe a new hair product, and you decide you're going to buy it, but you weren't sold to. You want to make sure as a consumer you make the decision as to what you want. And everyone's the same way. So starting a business is not so much you needing money or you needing people to buy from you. It's more so you showing as a business owner that you have a product or service that can help that person needs. When people feel like they need you or need what you offer, that's when you become successful. So I'm going to say that again. It's so huge, so key. People do not want to be sold to. They don't care what you're selling. You have to make yourself available in terms of what they need. If you can provide what they need, they will buy. So keep that in mind. At the same time, on our end as entrepreneurs, your why can't be your excuse. So if you want to start a business, you can't say, well, I have kids and, it's a lot of time that goes into that, or I'm in school, or I work a couple different jobs, or whatever the case is, financial difficulties. You can't let that stop you. If your dream is to have freedom to spend more time with your children, if your dream is to make a difference made in your community with your business, if your dream is to be able to spend time on the islands of Waikiki and get a tan and sip margaritas or whatever your goal is, retiring from your job, which wasn't my goal, but here I am. You want to make sure you keep that first. And there are going to be difficulties along the way. There are going to be roadblocks. It's going to be time management. I'm trying to get everything done, but your business can need that time from you too. Your potential buyers have to know you're in this to win this, and you're in this because you're passionate. So again, kind of leading right on to that. Number five, that's going to be being the person that you want to be in business with or buy from. People buy you before they buy, again, any product or service. So if you are mean-spirited, if you're nasty, if you're grumpy, if your customer service skills aren't up to par, if you're just not an overall person that people can see themselves hanging out with or wanting to support, you are up against businesses like Nordstrom and Macy's and Walmart and CVS or other establishments that have more time and experience. So you have to bring something to the table that these folks can't. And the only way you can do that is by being the person that you would buy from. I would rather buy windshield wipers from a stranger for no reason, just because they were fantastically nice, than to buy a product or service from someone that's rude or nasty. Example, I went into Sephora because I don't know makeup, right? And I wanted to get something really simple for the beach. Knew I was going to take professional pictures getting married there, and I didn't want a full-fledged makeup artist. It's too hot. The girl who I bought my makeup from, really knowledgeable, but really nasty attitude. And I felt bad because she knew a lot about her craft, she knew the product, but she had a snarky attitude and just kind of, it wasn't becoming. And as a business owner, if she was awesome and had great service, I would have gotten her name. I would have told her thank you. I would have connected with her. I had 15,000 followers. I would have posted on my Instagram, hey, like, you have makeup needs for the Jay-Z concert coming up. Contact her. She could have had an opportunity to network. You never know who you're talking to. But because she was nasty, I would not ever want to do business with her again. And so having a skill or having something unique to offer the world does not matter if you're not the person that you would want to buy from. Now, the next one, number 6, kind of takes a different route, but this is something that's very, very important to understand. I think when we start a business, we envision life staying the exact same, and we just make extra money doing something different. And you have to understand that if you want to be successful, life as you know it is going to change. People are not going to look at you the same, positive or negative, maybe both over the course of the next couple years. The friends that you have today, they are going to change. You are going to lose some. You're going to gain many. But understand that everyone that starts with you when you first embark on this vision is not going to end with you. Hands down. So if you have the guts to withstand the friendships that are lost, if you have the guts to have, your family members or friends not support you, if you have the guts to withstand the fact that strangers are going to praise you and support you and encourage you before those who you loved and trust today do, then you'll be okay. But this business, this opportunity has turned my world upside down. I'm looking at pictures of myself from my birthdays or just, I went through my photo album and I'm like, who are these people? It's kind of sad, but it's a blessing. And I need you to understand something. God has to remove these people from your life for you to go where you're going. Everyone can't go with you. So if you allow these people to stick on and bring you down, your vision will never come to pass. Those that truly love you, and I'm going to say this again, those that truly love you will support you through this. And support is not always monetary. Everyone may not come out of pocket. Everyone may not be able to invest the time in you initially. But understand, those who truly love you, you will know and understand how they support you. But there are going to be those that are going to tell you this idea is different. If this idea is foreign to people, they're going to tell you this is a bad idea and you really should not do this because they don't see the vision, right? Or if the business concept is familiar, say you want to sell hair. They're going to tell you, oh, don't do that. It's oversaturated. Everyone sells hair. You'll never be successful. Don't waste your time. And you have to understand that as me coming on board as one of the first distributors in the Baltimore area, I heard both sides. When I first started, people were like, what is that you're doing? Why are you doing that? No one's going to buy that. Don't do that. I'm not going to use that. And then as things grew and as my team grew and as the presence on Facebook and Instagram grew with the business and small-minded people get a concept of everyone is doing it, I got feedback like, why are you still doing that? Like, everyone's doing it. It can't be any money in it. And I need you to understand something. Since that time last year, I have doubled my income. So people will tell you anything. People who have abandoned their dreams have the tendency to try to talk you out of your own. But if you had that number one, I keep referring back to it, it's so important, that passion, that you want to do this, that you can do this, you will find yourself excelling regardless of what those who said they loved you and said they cared about you. Doesn't matter. So keep that in mind. You're going to have to make those sacrifices. But God has people lined up for you that are going to support you. God has friends that are going to replace those people that are going to lift you up. Whereas I may have lost some friends. I even lost friends before this business. I guess God was preparing me for this. But I've gained family through my business. And that's something that I can't replace that, you know? So trust the vision, trust God, push through. Number 7, you don't need to know everything to get started. The 3 things I named at the beginning of the video, you know, do your research, understand your market, understand your prospects. That's it. Get started. Make mistakes. You know, you have to fail. You have to stumble. You're going to piss some people off. All of that's going to happen as you learn and you grow. But just be committed to growing. Be committed to giving. You're all, regardless of whether or not you have all the answers, because you never will. There's no way around it. So pick up information as you go, and you'll be fine. You know, when I started, I had no entrepreneur experience. When I started, I didn't even have a mentor. I just went. I went and I tried and I learned and I failed and I pissed some people off. I got someone starting to beat me up. You know, all kinds of stuff. I've told people wrong information. I've corrected it, and it'll happen. But in the process, again, as long as your heart is pure and you're dedicated to bettering yourself, you'll be perfectly fine. Number 8, write down your goals. So this is similar to number 1, but once you find that passion, figure out why you want to do this. And we talked about that a little bit already, but you need to know, why in the world am I trying this? Why am I investing in this? Is it, again, for my children? Is it for my future? Is it for my passions? Find out what it is and really put that on paper. Those who write those goals down are more likely to succeed. Give yourself time limits. But don't put expectations in yourself that aren't reasonable. Put actions down and not goals. Because if you have actions, things that you can personally do, you can cross it off. You don't know how long it's going to take to build your business. It doesn't happen overnight. But as long as you're promising yourself that you're going to take certain actions and you're consistent, you will be successful. Number 9, one of my favorites. You are only as strong as your team. And your team can mean different things. I'm in network marketing, so my team are my distributors, my babies, the people who have trusted me with their journeys, and those who want to make a difference in others' lives, and those who are on my team. That's my bread and butter. Okay, if I don't serve them, if I don't help them become successful, if I don't stand by them and make sure they have all the opportunities in the world to succeed, I don't succeed. So I have to make sure that I'm pouring into them, that I'm training them, that I'm there for them, but that I also give them an opportunity to grow. That's important for me. If you aren't in network marketing and you're doing a traditional business, your team is equally as important. Who you work with, you know, your connections, those who you do business with to make your business happen. The quality of those people influence the quality of your experience. You have to work with the right people. Do your research. This is your life. This is your legacy. Take this seriously. Figure out who you're working with and make sure they are the best for the job. Outside of that, pick a great mentor. If you are able to. Everyone can't find that. You know, if you guys are looking to get into the business that I'm in, I am available to mentor you guys. I'm here to help you grow, to teach you everything I know, not just about business, but about our business, about how our business works. But if you aren't in this business and you need to make sure you find someone. It can even be a YouTube person. Find someone who's been where you've been and that's willing to share their journey. Learn from those who've done it. You'll save yourself a lot of time and money. And last but not least, and this is what we're gonna close out with. You have to pray over your business. You have to pray over your vision, and you need to work in faith and not in fear. God has not given us the spirit of fear. You cannot walk out here and start a business and believe you're going to fail or believe the things people say to you about why you shouldn't do this. You must work in faith. So as you start and you grow, if God has placed a business on your heart or opportunity where you can help people, follow that wholeheartedly without fear. Go after it. He will not lead you here and let you fail. When this business was placed upon me, I prayed over it for 3 days. 3 days, I'm like, is this right? Is this something that I need to do? I don't have any experience in this. How am I going to manage this? And I wrote questions down and I asked them, and I wrote more questions down and I asked them, and until I felt comfortable. And ever since then, every month in my business, I'm praying. Praying that God puts me where I need to be. Praying that God places the people in front of me that I need to help. That's important. If he puts you here, he will not abandon you. So stay close to that. Stay close to faith. It's going to be tough. Okay, you're going to lose sleep. You are going to be hungry. You need to stay hungry. You're going to, again, I told you guys, you're going to lose friends. Your family members may turn on you. They may not support you. Hopefully it's the latter, if not the before. Maybe you'll get all the support in the world up front. You just don't know. Everyone's journey is going to be different. But what can be the same is if you guys ensure that you push forward and you ensure that you stay encouraged and you work this mission in your heart. So you cannot work for the money right now. It's not about the bills you want to pay. It's not about the money you wish you had. It's about how you're going to help people. And the fact that I've been able to help people retire from their jobs, I've been able to help people lose 50 pounds or more. I've been able to help people get their confidence back. That's what I live for. And the money came because of that. I was only here to make $300, $600 a month. And I would have been perfectly happy right now because that's all I wanted to do. However, because I invested in other people and I wholeheartedly believed in them, wholeheartedly invested in them, my earnings, they doubled and tripled and they quadrupled and 7 times over, and here I am. And I'm still wondering, why? Why me? But that's why I'm here, because if I can give back to someone else who's looking to start a business, who's looking to be successful, I'm happy to do that. So that concludes this part of the questionnaire, I guess. If you guys have other questions, let me know. I'm looking forward to doing another video like this senior broadcast. So give me your ideas if it's something else I can answer. But thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. See ya.